Hey there, and welcome to your Airdrie Real Estate Market update for June 2025. It's a new month, the first month we're going to start getting into summer here now. So we have some new data to go through for our market. We're going to get into all those numbers in this video, see what's going on in our market as we're now almost through our spring market and what it looks like it's going to happen through the summer and what it might mean for you. But as always, if you can hit that like button below, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss these updates in the future. It really helps me get these videos in front of other people like you. Well, with that out of the way, let's get right into it and pull up the Airdrie market graphic. All right, well, you can see here that we had 193 sales in May. This is the lowest sales we've had in May going back 5 years to 2020. You can see on this chart here, our May sales have been in a steady decline since the high in 2021. I find this to be a very simple depiction of our market right now. Ultimately, overall, we're seeing things get slower and slower, and this is exactly what we're seeing in this chart. Now moving on, we also saw 334 new listings within the month, which is the highest single month new listing number we've seen since 2022. So sales on the decline and new listings increasing. I think you'll be able to put together what direction our market is going in at the moment, which brings us now to our inventory where we had 468 active listings to start the month with. And as of this recording, that number is up to 510 active listings in our market right now. And that is an inventory level we haven't seen since 2019 when we were very much in a buyer's market here in Airdrie. Now those sales and inventory numbers give us a current months of supply of 2.42 months, so still reasonably in a balanced market and still closer to the seller's market side of things. But I think the data is showing us that our months of supply is likely to start creeping up more through the summer and into the fall. Moving on through this graphic, you see that our current days on market sits at 36 days on average, and our overall pricing went down 0.75% in the last month. So now we've gone over the Airdrie overall stats. Let's take a closer look into the styles of homes here in Airdrie. We'll break down the detached homes, semi-detached homes, townhouses, and apartments to see how each segment of the market is performing right now. So starting first with our detached homes, here we had 98 sales in May and we saw 199 new listings. This is actually lower sales than in April where we had 105 sales, which is definitely indicating an earlier spring market slowdown than what we're used to. This left us with 280 active listings to start June with, and we're now sitting at over 300 halfway through June. This gave us a months of supply of 2.86 months to start June with, and now over 3 months of supply partway through the month. We'll break down the price ranges a bit later, but you can see that our months of supply is continuing to get higher as we get closer to the summer months. We're seeing an average days on market of 31 days for detached homes, and the benchmark price came down 0.84% in the last month. And now moving on to the semi-detached homes, here we saw 28 sales in May and also 28 new listings, including listings that came off the market in May. This actually brought our inventory down quite a bit in this segment, leaving us with 43 listings to start June with. This did bring the semi-detached market back into a technical seller's market at 1.54 months of supply. But remember, since the numbers are lower in this segment of the market, it is prone to that months of supply number swinging quite a lot from month to month. We're currently seeing an average days on market of 34 days, and we also saw the benchmark price go down 0.65% in the last month. Now taking a look at the row homes here in Airdrie, here we had 50 sales in May, which is up from April a bit, but we also saw 89 new listings, which is a big jump in new listings for May. This brought our inventory up a bit to 119 active listings, but kept our months of supply roughly the same as last month at 2.38 months. Here we're seeing an average days on market of 42 days and another benchmark price decrease here for the row homes, this month down 0.45%. And lastly, let's take a look at our apartments here in Airdrie. Here we had 17 sales in May and 18 new listings, basically identical numbers as last month, but our inventory came down again to 26 apartments for sale. This is showing me that some sellers are pulling their condos off the market without a sale once they realize that the market is not as strong as it was a year ago. With an inventory of just 26 listings, this does put us in the technical seller market range, but that is definitely not a true picture of what's going on in the condo market right now. We're seeing an average days on market of 55 days, and the benchmark price actually went up for apartments 0.55% in the last month. Looking at the condo market, I'm expecting to see that benchmark price come back down in next month's stats, and the months of supply go back up to the balanced market range between 2 to 4 months. All right, well, now we've seen the breakdown of the styles of homes. Let's take a look at the price ranges here in Airdrie and how the market is performing based on the price range you're in. If you remember the price range months of supply chart from last month, once we got up to the $800,000 range is where we shot straight into a buyer's market. Now let's put the current month of supply chart up alongside it. You can see that the 800 to 900 range jumped up above 6 months, and the 600 to 700 and the 700 to 800 ranges have gone up to nearly 4 months of supply. Below those ranges, we're still hovering around 2 months of supply, but we're starting to see the homes, even in the 500s, needing to be presented very well and priced appropriately for the sale to happen. At the moment, it looks like things may continue to move in this direction through the summer, but we'll definitely be keeping an eye on this month's supply chart as we work our way through the rest of the year. Well, that about does it for our Airdrie market update this month. Again, my name is Brad Walker, your local Airdrie Realtor. I hope you learned something in our update today, and we'll see you in the next video.